Hello, welcome to Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Realms of Ruin. Now, this video is going to be just a basic first impression slash gameplay of what this game actually has to offer. We're not going to edit it or cut anything. This is just what the game has to offer. I think it's really important, especially with games that come out that cost rather a lot of money. These are like AAA rated prices. That it's important to know exactly what you get. So hence we are on, I believe, mission 2, mission 3. I think this is mission 2 actually. So we've only had about an hour or so into the game. I'm still learning the mechanics, so bear with me if I feel or look a little bit more clunky than perhaps I should be. I should be proficient with the controls. Unfortunately, I've only just got this game the other day. Now, this is an interesting looking game, to be fair. Realms of Ruin is a real-time strategy developed by Frontier Developments. They've made some really good games, to be fair. It was made in collaboration with Games Workshop, and of course it's based on the Warhammer franchise. Now, this game's been released on Windows, the PlayStation 5, and of course the Xbox Series, both the S and the X. So far, it seems interesting. You know, it's fully voice acted. There's plenty of cutscenes. I'd love the Warhammer franchise. I honestly do. I was kind of hoping for a better polished game. I feel like some of the cutscenes are perhaps needing a little bit of a retouch. But you know, honestly, I love Warhammer and I love the genre. I love real-time strategy games as well. It adds a little bit more urgency to combat as opposed to the turn-based strategy games. And it's just always nice to see another strategy game kind of, you know, jumped onto the consoles. Obviously, PC are full of strategy games, and it's just really nice to see more of them here for us to play. It does look like we've got a variety of different troops that we can use, and we kind of grab different buildings as we go through the maps. The tutorial seems like it needs a little bit more. I mean, we are getting the basic information, but apart from that, that's kind of it. You know, when you load up the game, it's not really a tutorial option. I guess it's going to show us the features as and when we get them. These liberators, however, do look pretty cool. Now, I don't necessarily have a huge background in Warhammer, apart from playing and reviewing a fair few of them here on the channel. That's kind of it. So I don't really know too much about the lore. So if you know, this faction in particular, let us know down in the comments if you do happen to grab this game, how close it sticks to that and if it introduces new elements. Trying to actually get a decent handle on controlling these troops is going to be my main focus for the next few hours. I feel like when you're able to manipulate the battlefield with your troops in strategy games, that's kind of where you're going to be able to excel. Now, I do like this ability, this feature right here, where I'm able to zoom in the camera and get that really good close-up of my troops. I thought that was kind of cool. Now, we need to go back here to our other base real quick because we are being attacked. So I just want to make sure we don't lose that. I just wanted to make sure we didn't lose that building. If we lose that building, this would have been a very short episode or video. But no, all good over here. I will be releasing a full review soon for this game. I just need to get into it a little bit deeper, find out a few more of the mechanics and how they actually play out long term before we do that. Just trying to capture this outpost now. Now, notice around the building that we're trying to capture, there is a percentage bar going down. So I'm assuming you need to like hold these areas for a significant period of time, and then boom, it converts into you. Now, what I didn't realize is that then you can build buildings in those locations. So you're not just capturing whichever building it happens to be, you can pop down different things. And I do think that is pretty cool. There's a few different games like it. I think like the Halo Wars, where you kind of have like different set pieces in the map where you can build buildings. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that. I do prefer my strategy games to be a little bit more, have a little bit more agency, be able to build bases, for instance, where and what you want them. Hopefully, as I go deeper into this game, the base building side will perhaps be a little bit deeper, and perhaps you'll get more slots. I honestly don't know at the moment. I'm just trying to see what this game actually has to offer. But it is interesting. I do like real-time strategy games. They're quite fun. It looks like we've got the option between the different buildings we can put down. Yeah, like I said, those liberators do look very, very cool. Now, this game is retailing at around $49.99, so it's definitely, you know, an expensive game, and there's multiple different additions to this game too. So $49.99 in the UK on Xbox is the cheapest you're going to be picking up this game, unless there is some kind of sale, of course. In my brief time in the game, the different troops that we've got to be able to use, the heroes we've got to be able to use, it's kind of cool. I kind of like the fact that every troop has, for instance, 1 or 2 different abilities. I think that's kind of cool. We have resource counters in the top left-hand side of the screen, and so as those resources are, that's kind of what you're spending your abilities on. So you can't just spam an ability, and a troop may have 1 or 2 abilities, but you can't have like unlimited access to them. You can only use them if you actually have those resources, which I think is a little bit interesting. Yeah, a little bit of an interesting take on the game, but hey, is what it is. Looks like we got ourselves some more troops, which is cool. Now, I think it should be mentioned that this is the campaign side of this game. Now, there are actually 3 different modes. You've got the campaign side, in which you can replay each chapter in whichever order you want, which I do think is a really nice idea, especially if you particularly like one of the missions over the other. You can just replay it, retry it, and get different scores at the end. There's also a multiplayer, which honestly I haven't had a chance to play yet. But the most compelling feature or mode in this game is the conquest mode. Now, the conquest mode promises that no 2 conquests will ever be the same, because every conquest is kind of like predominantly generated for you. So as you load in and you try to conquer this map, the events that unfold in your game are going to be completely different from anyone else's game. That is really interesting to me. I'm really looking forward to spending a decent amount of time in that conquest mode. And I feel like it's going to have the most replayability. Now, I do love my multiplayer games, so if you do end up picking up this game and you want someone to play it with, let me know, because at the moment I'm currently looking for someone. We do also have an active and growing Discord as well, so if you want to jump in that and potentially find more players, feel free to do so. The link will be down in the description of this video. Now, I have a funny feeling that I just led a ton of my troops to death while I was fiddling around with that wall. But it is what it is, right? We live and we make mistakes. But yeah, there we go, guys. This is Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Realms of Ruin. If you end up picking this game up, let me know down in the comments. Be very interested to know what you actually think of this game, what your first impressions are, and of course, if you have a bigger Warhammer knowledge than me, then you know I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Personally, I think the detail in character, this ability to zoom in, see your troops, and see them kind of go hand in hand in battles, is really cool. It's a really cool little feature. I'm looking forward to seeing what these other characters actually look like as well, because there's, from what I've seen, a ton of different troops types, and some of them look very, very cool. You know, people riding dragons, different types of heroes, celestials. These characters look very, very cool. It's going to be interesting to see what they all look like on that battlefield. But this is all I've got for you in this video, guys. I just want to give you a slight sight of this game, and of course just nothing but gameplay as well, that way you guys got a good idea of what you're going to be investing in. But until next time, I've been a monk who's been Kudos, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.